Hey gang, welcome to another video in a series that I call Morning Coffee with Alan. My name is Alan Combies, and I'm a transformational coach. These videos are really all about sharing with you things that I've learned along my journey of really self-discovery, but also working with, at this point, hundreds of people, really helping them connect with themselves so that they can change their perspective on whatever they feel like is holding them back, and more importantly, live a life that's free of what may have once been a self-imposed prison, if you will. So today in this video I was reflecting on what it means when we say that we are not our thoughts, that we're not our thoughts. In fact, I would say that we're not our thoughts, nor are we our feelings, because that can get thrown around. And if you're studying personal development, or you're doing meditation, or you're looking to experience less stress in your life, or you're just trying to understand this adventure that we call life, then you've probably heard that expression, you're not your thoughts, you're not your feelings. My take on that is that it's a premise that I operate from. We are not our thoughts, we are not our feelings, we are the one observing it. We are consciousness observing our feelings, we're observing our body. We're observing our body, so we're observing what it means to be physical, and of course feelings are physical. And our thoughts are sort of an extension of that physicality as well, because we have, not just our experiences and memories, but we have our brains, which is a biological function. We experience our brains. We have that biochemistry. We have memories from our past experience, but then we also have available to us sort of the pool of everything, everywhere, all at once. To quote, I think that's a movie title, an awesome movie, by the way. And so as we look at what it means and just dive a little bit deeper into the idea that we're not our thoughts and we're not our feelings, how does that help us? Well, I was reading a book called Natural Success by William Whitecloud, and he was talking about how he was referencing some neuroscience studies that basically suggested that our role in feelings, their role in our life, is really to help us make decisions. It makes sense to me that feelings serve a purpose. And if we look at it a little bit deeper and we recognize that most of the feelings and most of the decisions that we make are based on our past experiences, it also makes sense to me to really understand that fact that feelings are a reflection of our past experience. So if I'm going into an experience, my brain and everything else is going to reference all my past experience and give me a feeling that is going to be working towards self-preservation. So whether that's making me go into a feel-good experience, reminding me of all those feel-good experiences and saying, yes, go for it, or it's going to say, no, this is danger. Last time we did this, it was very painful, and so we don't want to do that again. And so that's a very brilliant system. It allows us to navigate life and take shortcuts, mental and emotional shortcuts in life. Because if I had to, figure out how to walk every day, if I had to figure out how to brush my teeth, if I had to figure out how to eat and cook a meal and just maneuver, then our chances of survival would be very slim. And so the ability to take these mental and emotional shortcuts serves us. However, when we want to experience new things, when we want to try new things, or set new goals or create new experiences, if we don't know that our emotions are letting us know about past experiences, then we're likely to make choices that don't serve our creative capacities, right? And I truly, personally, my belief is that we were put on the on the planet. We came here to planet Earth, yeah, to create, to have experience, and that experience doesn't have to be moving mountains. It doesn't have to be, being Elon Musk and writing, and creating businesses, and it can be as simple as going for a walk with a friend, or sitting with a loving pet and connecting and bonding with. Those are experiences. Those are creations, and so there's room for all of it. But oftentimes we have things that are pulling our soul. And I think there's a difference between those things that are pulling our soul and then things that we are doing out of fear. And so what comes to mind, something that we would do out of fear is, I'm afraid that if I don't do what my parents say and become a doctor or a lawyer, if I don't go to college, and there's nothing wrong with doing these things, obviously, but if it's not my true calling, and I think that I need to do these things to be safe because of my past experience, well, then I'm going to be creating, but it's not going to be my true sort of soul's calling. And so understanding what our feelings are, understanding that feelings are a reflection of thoughts and not actual reality, can really help when it comes to clarity of purpose, where you want to go in life, what you want to do, what you want to create. Now, have I mastered this? No. But I look in this direction every day and try to get real with myself. And I think for me, where it serves me the most is, in fact, when I'm working with clients, when I'm working with other people. Because for whatever reason, it's become very automatic for me to sort of drop out of my insecure thoughts. I still have insecure thinking, but I'm able to drop out of it and really be present for my clients. And I love it. I love doing that. Now, when I'm out in the real world and I'm kind of getting bounced around by my own feelings and own emotions, and I got to think, there's got to put food on the table, and I have tasks and things, that I need to do. I'm a musician. I can play. I got to keep all these things. Health, fitness, all of it. That, for me, is a little easier to get confused when emotions come up, but that's no excuse for not pausing and taking a look at what am I actually experiencing in this moment, what's really going on. Am I getting caught up in the thought, feeling, experience? And again, there's nothing inherently wrong with that, but if we want to have different experience of life, if we want to grow and continue to expand, I just can't think of any place better to really look and explore, and that is with our own feelings and our own sensations and what's going on in our bodies at any given moment, our bodies and minds. It's one system, right? So how do you do this? How do you do it? I think for me, what has been the biggest game changer, and I go back to it again and again, whenever I feel like I'm in a rut or something's not going my way, I really stop and pause and kind of take a look at, okay, what's going on right now? What am I feeling in my body? Because, and maybe you don't feel it in your body. Maybe it's up in your head somewhere, which is your body, by the way. But you know, it doesn't have to be in the stomach, but it's really just taking a pause and just asking yourself, what's going on? What am I experiencing in this moment? And there's information in that experience. There's information. If we stop and listen, we can get curious. You know, what's really going on right now? And you may notice, oh, I'm just feeling really down. Well, why am I feeling down? Well, oh, I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking about, you know, I've been thinking about this particular situation, or how might this work out, or what this might be. Well, that's all thought generated. And the biggest thing is when you realize that it's thought generated, and you don't have to pay it, you don't have to give it your attention and focus. And if it helps, you can do things like tapping, or you can do simple neurolinguistic programming techniques, you know. These things can change your internal reference, but you don't have to change it, you know, and that's the point I want to get across. It's not like you have to go in and totally rewire your brain. The rewiring happens with awareness. It's an awareness. And when you begin to build that awareness more and more, just by simply pausing and asking yourself, what am I experiencing in this moment? And becoming the observer. You are the observer, but oftentimes we're so in it. It's like we're watching a movie and we're totally sucked into the movie. And so by realizing that we're watching a movie, we automatically begin to create that space. We remember and wake up to the fact that we are the observer of our experience. And that gives us options. That gives us the capacity to make different choices, to question our motives. Are we doing something because we think it's what we're supposed to do, or what somebody else wants us to do, you know, or it's what the family needs us to do? It's you know, it's kind of the family's way, and so much, I think, of what drives us is that feeling of lack, and that feeling of not being enough, and that feeling of not getting something that we needed when we were children. And if we can come to grips with the fact that that's, you know, everybody has some flavor of that, and a lot of those painful feelings that come up are a result of that, but that's all they are. And if we can see that that's all they are, we can again begin to create more of a freedom for us to look in different directions, to not take those feelings so seriously when we want to experiment, try something new, you know. So this video was a little different. I just wanted to share what was on my mind. I'd love to hear your comments or read your comments. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And that really motivates me to keep making these videos. And if you like this, give it a thumbs up. And of course, if you would like to speak with me one-on-one, I offer free 30-minute consultations, no strings attached, just a chance for you and I to have a chat and talk about what's going on in your world. And of course, if you do decide, if we both decide that it would make sense to work together, we can look at ways to make that happen. All right, that's it for now. This is Alan Combies, Transformational Coach. This is Morning Coffee with Alan. We'll see you in the next one.